And we should be live. Let's see if everything's fine. Everything looks okay. There we go. I'm sorry for the slight delay. Got a little bit distracted by something. But yeah, here we are again for another stream. And today, as the stream title implies, I'll be playing in a match of Naval EC, because why not? I've been playing a lot of normal naval, and it's getting a little bit boring. Just a little bit. So why not change stuff up with Naval EC? That is not the one I need to click. Where is it? Which EC is it? Ooh, it's the arcade one. Oh, do I want to play US or Japan then? I'll stick with the Americans because I do actually like this lineup for EC, although BTD might not be perfect. But yeah, this will be my lineup. Atlanta is there's just a little bit better spawn. Frank Knox, of course, being the first spawn. And then either Mississippi or Alaska, depending on which one I need. If I need heavy firepower or just more speed. So, I'll get right into it, I believe, unless somebody wants to join me. And because EC matches will take an hour or two, if not more. If anybody wants to join me for a Naval EC match, I'll just wait a couple of minutes. Bit sad I didn't have my float plane for Alaska, but it doesn't really matter for EC. I didn't have my max speed either, but that's fine. But I think I'll just get right into it. I'll just start it, and we'll see what happens, shall we? It's a naval enduring confrontation, and we will click to battle. Immediate match? Okay. That's a little bit unusual. I did click the right thing, right? It'd be incredibly funny if I just clicked arcade or like air sim. I do like this map for EC. Is it? Nope, that's not what I wanted. I mean, we're kind of late. Probably. Was it a... That's a mummy, nice one, not a... Did I not see a... Oh no, we're fine. That's the beginning of a match. Right. Now, I do have to mention a quick warning that Naval EC can be pretty unstable, at least it was last time I played it. So it is very possible that I either crash mid-game, that the frames just tank to oblivion, and all other stuff. But yeah, let's get closer towards the enemy first. Oh, those are actually the stationary ones, aren't they? Can't tell where my actual gunnery thing is though. But let's find out. Didn't think I will hit anything at these ranges, but I might as well try. Although looking at where those first shells are going, they're nowhere near the target. Although that's me locked onto that now. That's not too bad. Probably should have waited for that convoy spawn, but oh well. We'll leave it at that for now. And see if there's any actual hostiles. There are, and they are all within range. Of course, with the arcade thing now being in effect, the Japanese destroyers will be very dangerous. So we need to keep a good eye out for torpedoes. Getting some decent opening salvos on. There's an enemy Akazuki over there already, okay. That's an AI one. Okay, that's fine. Amden isn't AI though. They will at some point add an Iowa. When? Who knows? But it's not really a question of if, it's definitely just a question of when. And I am kind of the opinion that they're very slow with adding those top tier ships, but they will. Well, we'll get the Iowas at some point. I wouldn't be too worried about that. It's just probably going to be another year, well, 2 years down the line, really. I kind of think it's definitely... I think it's possible that we'll see both versions of an Iowa, like a modern Iowa and a normal World War II Iowa. We'll definitely see the World War II Iowa first, I think. There's nothing excluding a refitted Iowa later down the line. Yeah, there is one more standard to go, but I think... Yeah, the only standard left to go is the Colorado, isn't it? A 16-inch one? But we could also still get the Lexington and Battlecruiser form as well. Yeah, so I need to go a long ways more before I have enough spawn points. Well, probably, but there's very few battleships in game that aren't powder kegs, to be perfectly honest. I actually kind of need to watch my shell count. To be honest, I think the US 5-inch actually is not the best option for EC, but the Alaska is so funny in EC. So I kind of want to take it. Almost have enough for an Atlanta, so that's something. Oh, they should definitely raise the maximum BR. And I am going to, very likely, when the next update comes out, going to go on our little rant about battle ratings again. Although now they've actually... Last update summary video, I didn't really play that much of the Suffering battle ratings. I haven't really played anything other than 4.7 and 7.0 in quite a while. But then when Dunkirk became more and more of a possibility, I started actually playing French battleships. And god, replaying 6.3 again, it's very noticeable that decompression has to happen at some point. And actually, that's another thing I'm going to get back on if it's going through to live, is that Dunkirk and Repulse both got moved down to 6.7 on the dev server, which absolutely ridiculous. No, well. Oh, what are you? It's not that one shooting me. Is it that Kako shooting me? No, it's something over there. Those are just AIs. Let's ignore this for now. Yeah, Paris was not fun. What on earth is hitting me? Buzz fish. What is buzz fish? No. There he is, somewhere. That guy is hitting me from over there? Okay. Well, that is the Russian 130 for you, I guess. I am going to start maneuvering wildly now. Yes, Repulse is a 15-inch armed battleship. Well, battle cruiser. I'm seeing a comment about Alsace. I don't think Alsace existed as an actual battleship. I'm not entirely sure. It's a bit confusing for me. Those later 15-inch quad-turret French battleships. There's a few that did exist. There's a few that just didn't. So I'm never really sure which one is which. I'll get on Fletcher when I deal with this cockle. I think it's flooding, but I'm just gonna make sure. Yeah, it is flooding. Opinion on Tennessee, I kind of like the American standards. The only problem is they're kind of powder kegs still. Even despite their long reloads, those guns, especially those 14-inch 50s, really do a lot of damage. They're really good guns. Just a shame that they reload in half a century. But the fun part about Tennessee is very tanky to air attacks. A lot of those standards are they're nigh on indestructible to air attack. Not doing much meaningful damage to this Fletcher, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with all those late French battleships. And which one did get added, which one didn't, or started construction. Halfway towards Alaska, I'm still being shot from the rear, so what do we do about that? We'll just drop the smoke screen. Getting shot from the front now, by that guy probably. No? Okay. Careful that I don't ram into the Kafkas. Oh, which was the second Richelieu? I forget which one is the second one as well. It's not Bourgogne. Bourgogne is, I think, one of those ones that never got made. I'm not entirely sure. Which was the second Richelieu? There we go. Summers popped like a Summers does. Okay, there goes a shell room. to rearrange his guns. There we go, another one sunk. Very close to Alaska now. But yeah, one of the main reasons I don't really play EC all that much is because what it basically boils down to is just a race to the battleship and see who gets it first. Luckily, I don't think anybody has a battleship yet. Doesn't look like it. Watson or Kafka's? Kako did, okay. That Kako did it probably. And Kako can do a lot of damage to a destroyer. Probably one of the better first spawns actually, the Kako. Since it's a free to spawn cruiser. I don't want to look onto the ground, or the coastal artillery rather. Kako has suffered a lot of crew loss already. So that's good for me. Gotta keep peppering it. But somebody else is shooting him as well, I believe. And somebody else is shooting me too. There we go, but that should be enough for Alaska. And it is. So, what do? We will spawn down here if we can with Alaska. No, we can only spawn down there. Kind of, there's a bit of a crossfire going on over there, so I don't really want to spawn there, but on the other hand, well, let's see what happens. I should have taken some of the sap rounds on the 5-inch guns. Apparently there's some aircraft up. That's not where the enemy is, that's where they are. Actually, I've got my eye shooting at everything, that's where they're shooting. And let's put the secondaries under manual control as well. I think those main guns are actually going to miss, but they will. Yep, they went over. I do think that torpedo protection needs to be reworked, but I'm not too preview on how torpedo protection actually really works. I definitely think it's a little bit underpowered at the moment, with it, one, being able to get shot off by shell fire, and two, just very, very little protection weight in general. But on the other hand, most battleships don't really need torpedo protection, of course, other than the fact that you need 4-meter depth torpedo protection. How's the balance? The same as the last time you probably played. Not much has changed, to be honest. 7.0 is still the maximum battle rating, and all that's happened is that we get more and more 7.0 ships. I haven't really been playing a lot of different BRs of naval like recently, so I don't really know how balancing is across the board. I do know that destroyers are still pretty decent. Coastal vessels are still incredibly broken, really. Can't really deal with anything bigger than another coastal vessel. Battleships against cruisers is incredibly busted. And that's about it. That is not the case. Kronstadt is not overpowered. It arguably never really was. But Kronstadt is not the king of the ocean, and those 12-inch guns, whilst dangerous, are not anything to really take seriously. Because what you do in return is you just detonate the Kronstadt.
Left standard rudder. Left standard rudder, aye aye.
And also, to be honest, you should let go of the made-up 12-inch shell thing. They're good shells, they're good 12-inch shells, but it doesn't matter. They're not meta. I haven't seen a Kronstadt. You don't see Kronstadts very often anymore. You don't see Russian... Well, you do see Russian battleships every now and then, but they're not that common as they used to be. And when you do see one, you just kill them. This is where that extra speed could have come in handy, really. But oh well. Let's activate the radar for a little bit. See if we've got any targets popping up. Dude, at ahead. At a range of about 20-ish kilometers, 23? Oh well. Ah, it's Dapper, that's sorry about that. I will say I do actually kind of like the British battleships. They're not my favorite. I think the slow turret reverse is a little bit painful. But the British ships do decently well. I'm trying to think if Marlborough's as tanky as it used to be. I don't think it is, especially with all these big guns running around. Marlborough is not the greatest. It's not that terrible. Barham, actually, unironically, is quite decent. It's a bit squishy, but I like it. I like Barham a lot. It's a shame we don't have a Tech 3 Queen Elizabeth yet. But yeah, we'll just have to wait another year or two for the British to get their like time in the sun. Alright, I find British 15-inch guns to be quite fine. To be honest, I don't actually have any of the AP shells yet on any British 15-inch gun. I've only been using SAP on them. And that's been doing decent. The SAP, of course, does look a little bit of penetration, but against enemy dreadnoughts, SAP is good enough. If you don't have to fight Scharnhorst all the time, it's fine. I don't know. I don't play Hood enough to know if it's good or not. It's not particularly bad. I find that a lot of these rarer, quote-unquote, British ships are hard to kill just because I don't know where the crew is. The thing is, the Hood is huge, the turrets reverse a little bit slowly. I don't know. I have no... As with most of the British Tech 3, I have no real opinion against or for them. They're just... I don't know. They're not good, they're not bad, they're just there. At least in my mind they are. I think the only British battleship I would call bad would be Dreadnought itself. Other than that, they're all fine. The thing is, I don't agree with that statement of they need a counter to the Mutsu and Amagi. You can kill an Amagi and Mutsu with any battleship in game. The thing that makes Amagi and Mutsu so scary is their reload rate, rather than just their gun size. Okay, I need to keep going, I can't turn. God, I'm gonna get torpedoed. I do not have the spawn points to spawn in the backup, do I? Mines up ahead, but that's fine. I think I'll just outrun these though. Just keep going, just keep going.
Target identified.
Might have to turn hard right for the last one. And I will, just to get my stern out of the way. But we're fine.
Pull right over.
Oh, I don't know. I just... Again, all of these time differences between when I spaded ships and when they actually became meta and when they changed and stuff, I don't really keep track of all that much. The reason I prefer Colossus is just because it has longer guns. It can pan enemy battleships a bit better. Also, the gun layout is not actually optimal, really. Come on. I was thinking. There are enemy aircraft up, and they are, I think, approaching. Keep an eye on the radar. The thing is, I wouldn't say something like, oh, just use SAP against Japanese battleships. Use AP, it's fine. Just aim for the ammo racks. The Amagi especially has really high ammo racks. Mutsu is a little bit more tanky, but still. Funny thing is that Douglas only appears when it fires, but I think I've got it now. Also, to be perfectly honest, I don't really keep track of battleship meta all that much either, because I don't play battleships that much. It's not that fun. I grind through the battleships. I can play battleships, but I don't actually... It's not the main battle rating I like to stick to. Which is kind of... It's kind of annoying, because I do really want to revisit some of the 5.7 and 6.0 cruisers, but they're just nigh on unplayable because of how battle ratings work at the moment. So the only thing that's left is then 5.0s and 4.7s that are really fun, maybe even 4.3s. But that gets a little bit tiring after a while. But yeah, the fact that 7.0 is still our maximum battle rating is just rough. Also, I'm going to just real quickly go to... Where is it? Chat on that, and... None, thank you very much. Because I didn't want to get myself in trouble. So I actually didn't do much, and now I'm really regretting that I didn't take any sap on these 5-inch guns. Radar's been knocked out as well. The Moffat is, or that guy, I think launched torpedoes, so I'm gonna turn out. Matchmaking is not that long, Kenneth. It really isn't. Although, if you don't have a very limited time, you might just want to... You know, you're aware that there's something that isn't a what... Francesco Caracciolo is not a what-if ship. That's not how ships work. If something starts construction for a ship, it's usually pretty far along. Also, I am flooding and there's more torpedoes. Those torpedo markers really need to get reworked on how they locate. Because it says, oh, it's on that side. No, it's there because it's on the right of my. I don't know. It's just weird. Okay, that move is next. Ah, yeah, it's a time of day. Then I can understand. Okay, we've got some permanent flooding in the stern. That's fine. More torpedoes on the way, but I think, unless it's with torpedo mode, that's out of range. I'll just keep turning away and head towards that convoy, I think. Yeah. You see, this is... I'm playing in Naval EC now just as a change of pace, but it is a game mode I'm not that particularly fond of. Because I think it's just not well optimized, really. I see what they're going for. It's going for those more open maps, there's more like fleet-like actions. But the spawn point system is not the way to do it, in my opinion. It's probably also a subject I could make a video on, is just how EC works and what I might think might make it better. Because one of the things I really dislike is the spawn point system, because it just snowballs. Because I spawned a battleship early. Okay, there are now some enemy, there's an enemy Alaska somewhere. Because what I spawned early means I can kill all of these lower BR ships more and more, meaning that I can actually gain a spawn point pool to immediately just keep respawning my battleships. Whilst I'm just continuously pummeling down on enemy boats that can't really fight me. Also need to deal with that convoy at some point, but I need to deal with this Moffat first. There we go. Let's repair some of my systems. Oh, what's shooting me now? Southampton of some description. Yeah, spawning on top of, like, the way to attack a port is so flawed. Because you need to be capping for enemies to no longer be able to spawn. But the only way to cap is to destroy all of the coastal guns. So, whilst you're attacking a enemy port, they can infinitely spawn as quickly as possible as many destroyers as they want. Okay, we'll just keep going straight and we'll turn right soon. But yeah, if you're attacking a port, the enemy can spawn infinitely and keep spamming torpedoes as much as possible, especially if you're in the cap and not being protected by the torpedo nets. Yeah, there is... the naval assault is also a thing that could happen, but what would that be? What would that entail? I mean, the easiest part of that would just be a convoy you have to protect, and you get attacked by PT boats and aircraft, possibly. That would be a fun one, I think. But I don't see how you can make a naval PvE mode, a naval assault, that is both challenging and possible. Okay, I need to deal with these ships, because I'm just driving into the destroyer spawn, I think. And I really wish I had SAP right now. Do my front guns no longer have ammo? What's up with them? Why are my guns not shooting? A Fritz axe? Okay. To be expected from Naval EC, because they can climb for however far they want, and it just becomes an air mode at some point. But at least I got shot down by a Fritz axe. They're at least fun. But yeah, look, I have 900 spawn points again. I almost have enough for just 2 Alaskas. Let's see if we can VT that scout plane. And I've again forgot to take sap, because I was too hasty. But oh well.
Left standard rudder. Left standard rudder, aye aye.
I saw a Brooklyn there for a second. There's an Atlanta over there.
200.
And things for around false advertising like that. And also the people that want ships versus tanks, if they're tank players, they do not know what they're getting themselves into. If they're naval players, I can understand it because it's fun bullying ground targets. But yeah, still. Also, a cinematic trailer is not false advertising, because it's a cinematic trailer. It's not supposed to represent actual gameplay. But oh well. I also, I've heard a lot of people liking the trailer, but I didn't really like it that much. It's because, well, it's a cinematic trailer, it doesn't really showcase gameplay. I also don't really like all these trailers showcasing a lot of modern stuff, because that is not really the majority of the game you have to get through. Although, actually, if you go by grind duration, it probably is the majority of the game. I don't know. I have no clue why Renown was in the update teaser, but that still baffles me. I don't know why that was the case. Okay, it's a Brooklyn shooting me from the front. No, it's a Moffat shooting me from the front.
Pull right over. Right hard rudder, aye aye.
Exactly. And pop goes the Moffat. I will say, what I do like about EC is that battleships that rely more on range for their armor to be functional do get really good, you know... It's a much better representation of actual combat ranges. So armor tends to be a little bit more functional.
Standard rudder.
I don't really care about the F-18. So yeah, whether it comes this update, well, it won't come this update. If it comes next update or not, who cares?
Clear this. Left hard rudder. Left hard rudder. Enemy hit. Near miss.
I don't trust the lead indicator, I'll wait a bit. More. We'll see what it does.
Near miss.
And here comes more 5-inch shell fire. Ooh, a bit short.
Near miss. Near miss. Destroy it. 180.
I don't see the F-117 doing particularly good, it only has 2 bombs. Too short on my 12-inch salvo again. And I got Fritz Axed again. Because why have a naval game mode, right? I didn't take any air interceptors with me, and I didn't take the Douglas with me, which was a big mistake. was tempted to not take anything and just use the BTD as a fighter. I'll have to play Atlanta, I guess. Yep, air targets is belt selected. Let's go bomber hunting. Can I actually report air targets or call out air targets on a plane? Not really. So I'll switch it to that. There we go. Four kills and 2 of them were fit sacks against me. Actually, did I just see that correctly? His highest BR stuff in his match are a premium dreadnought and then 2 CAS aircraft. Fun. They won't. The way that missiles currently work in game, F-117 won't be the bane of modern ships. Especially if we're talking about actual modern ships. And the BTD is not a great aircraft for this kind of stuff, of course. Probably should have taken it yet. But oh well. Naval EC probably is one of those game modes where you actually want more than 5 crew slots for naval. But since I don't have, well, I don't actually really have more than 5 crew slots for any nation. That's for Britain, because as I started the game, that's the first thing I did, stupidly enough. I didn't actually have crew slots to deal with any kind of threat. Of every kind of threat. I should have taken a Douglas with me. Also, because this is arcade, do bombers get in-air reloads? Because if it does, that's just pure bullshit. Let me... Oh my god, planes get in-air reloads in arcade EC? Yuck! Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, we're going to stay to 1 match only, because I am not going to keep playing against that kind of bullshit in naval. I am, yeah. This is going to be... And with that, I'm also going to write off Arcade EC forever. I'm not going to play it ever again. Because I do not like bombers to just, you know, climb up to 8 kilometers altitude and be able to do that over and over again. Very fun. Do we have any other battleships on our team? Or did they all get bombed by the 1H177? Yep, we no longer have any battleships on our team. Fun. Well, yeah, exactly, Sample. And I've run out of WEP. What is the at altitude for the BTD? Almost 5 kilometers, so it's not quite there yet. Yeah, we'll keep climbing. The thing is, that guy, if I don't immediately get shot down by him either, we'll have enough spawn points to just spawn that thing in again. What did he use as a first spawn though? Because he has Nassau and 2 planes, but what was his first spawn? Yes, that is his contrail. That is what I'm going for. That is the bomber I'm going for. And it looks like he's already at 8 kilometers altitude, so it's going to be very fun. Not quite, but oh well. The thing is, I don't like EC. It's... Because the thing I don't like about EC is it gets gamified incredibly quickly. Because what that guy is doing is absolutely the thing you should do if you want to win. Is go up in a bomber that is very capable of sinking battleships and just keep bombing battleships over and over and over again to make your team win. And there he goes, he blew up another battleship. Boring. Genuinely. But that's what happens when you give people the space and time to just climb up. If you give them in-air reloads, why should they ever go down again? The thing is, if I would have thought of the exact same thing, I probably would have done it as well. That's... one of my frustrations is when I play EC, when I play Naval, I want to play the boats. That's it. I want to play the boats. I don't want to get bombed from some guy in orbit who gets in 30-second in-air reloads on 3 AP bombs that he can guide in manually. It's boring, man. Like, I'm at 5 kilometers altitude and he's still a good 3 kilometers above me, I think. I mean, yes, Douglas hard counters, but we don't have a Douglas on our team because nobody thought about it. Because why would you need to have a hard counter for somebody that climbs up to 8 kilometers when you want to play boats? When you want to play in your big fleet game mode, but no, you have to always take a hard counter for that kind of thing. And the funniest part, actually this... Technically only 3 nations can hard counter that, and that's being the US, Russia and Italy. And I'm not even sure if the Italian Seata has the range to deal with that guy. Also, he's getting shot at by some people trying to manually shoot. They don't. I have no mercy for Cass. So SAM boats are perfectly fine in my eyes. But that is just stupid. That genuinely ruined my mood. Just getting base bombed by a Heinkel 177 with Fritz Axis. I will at least respect that they're Fritz Axis. They're actual anti-shipping bombs. I respect that. But I still hate it. Actually, the Bravi... That's the other thing. The Bravi doesn't have infinite respawns. The Bravi is a 5-3, so you actually need to get the spawn points for it. So, technically speaking, the only free hard counter for this kind of bullshit is a Douglas. I wouldn't say bombs in general are a problem. The Fritz Axe, of course, in this case is a bit of a problem, because it's guided. It's an AP bomb, so it just obliterates battleships, especially if it can get into the magazines, and it's a really, really big AP bomb. The thing is, you know what? I'm going to predict what's going to happen, right? I'm going to try and get above him so I have some energy on him, but I'm immediately going to get shot down by his gunners. I am not going to be able to shoot this guy down. I'm also, I think, already above my maximum altitude. No, I still have a way to go for my maximum altitude. Setsu, nowadays, probably not going to be that fun. Setsu back in the day when it was only 6-3 battleships. Actually, it was already 6... No, it was still 6... No, I played Setsu when it was only 6-0. And that was fine. You had to compete with Russian sap slingers, which were back in the day. And Hyuga, but you have Hyuga yourself if you're playing Japan. But Setsu is meh. It's a mediocre dreadnought. Mediocre of the first generation dreadnoughts. No. 70s and 80s ships will not have a hard time dealing with one jet at a time. Especially if you have multiple of those ships. God, this is so boring. But it's what I have to do if I want to get my team a better chance of winning. Should have taken a jet, although I don't have any American jets, do I? At 7-0 or 6-7. Could have taken a P-51 or something like that, but still. They can. They can. But you have to manually do it. AI won't, of course, but you have to. If you manually aim and you manually get a lead in for it, you can shoot them down at any height you want. You just have to do it yourself. He's genuinely like up at 9 or 10 kilometers, isn't he? Yep, I'm going absolutely incredibly fast, trying to catch up to Greif in a 4.0 plane, because I thought, hey, I was just going to play naval and not have to deal with that. But oh well. I don't have any planes I don't... Sky? I can't. Genuinely. Of course. Well, 127s and 100s more than have enough yield to deal with hits getting close. Especially 127s with VT. I'm already demoralized, because that is just so boring. He is just, yeah. I don't blame the guy for leaving after getting space bombed in his Harana after he finally got it. We don't have any battleships up anymore, because they just get bombed as soon as they appear. The enemy has now Kronstadt, Arkansas, Alaska, Barham. Yep, we've lost already. Fun. And this is also why the, and excuse the creaking chair, this is also why the thumbnail title was the jokingly yearly EC match, as this is why I don't like playing this mode. He just gets cheesed to all hell. I mean, if Sky would have taken a Douglas, then maybe, sure. Would you though, Sky? Would you have taken a Douglas in your lineup? And would you have seen that thing? Because Douglas doesn't have a radar, remember? Yeah, but Sky, Bravi doesn't spawn for free, it's a 5-3. I mean, yeah, it would have. Key 83 is below 7-0. Sky. Yes. Yeah, at least realistic EC doesn't. But I had to... Well, with the luck of the draw, it was the arcade one today when I stream. And that is what I have to deal with now. The thing is, I'm reaching my maximum altitude. I think I genuinely cannot intercept this guy.
Attack the enemy!
I don't. I ditched it so I could climb up to him. And my bomb would reload constantly anyways. You know, to be perfectly honest, I am just going to not do this. This is not fun. We are going to head out, and I'm going to change the stream title and not do EC again. So give me just a moment as I adjust some stuff, if you don't mind. Oh, I need to make a new thumbnail though. We did get enough damage in Alaska to actually unlock his camo though, at least. What did I get? Nothing important. And I'm going to adjust some stuff. You know what, I'll keep the thumbnail and I'll just change the stream. So edit. It did not go well. There we go. And we will save that. I mean, yes, I know, but I know realistic EC wouldn't have the same problem. But I still don't like EC. I still think it has... Okay, realistic EC doesn't have that particular problem, but there are still flaws with it that I don't really like. But the question now is, what do I play? If anybody has anything they want to see, suggest ahead. If I don't get any suggestions, I think I could push for American Coastal. Because I do kind of really want to get a Hawkweem and the Cool Bow at some point. But yeah, if any... Yes, Dapper, do you have any suggestion for British battleships? I do have a Brutzi, I do. But yeah, so Dapper, if you have any specific British battleship you want to see, ask ahead. French battleship grind has been going well, very lucky actually, because I spaded Paris, I got Lorraine, and Dunkirk is coming after Lorraine, so that's perfect. And yeah, we can squad up. So we'll do British 7-0, I guess. We'll just see how fun that'll be. Yes, Nord as well. And do I still have you in my friend list, Dapper? Did I ever have you in my friend list? Oh boy. You might have to just send me a message or some way. Did I? Do I still? I don't think I still do. I'm very sorry. There we go. I am going to invite you, though, because I need to... Oh, I have squad running. And I need to re-invite you to my friend list. There you go. Can I do have... There we go. Oh, damn it. Let's remove. Don't really want to remove people who are online. We can remove that guy. I don't really know who that is. Yes, we'll add Dapper back on. There we go. Yes, you can play any ships with anybody. Naval does not have nation-based matchmaking, so it doesn't matter. My lineup is fine. Do I want to take a coastal for sneaky coastal caps, just in case? Grey Fox is also going in fun. Brave Border is probably better. Let's go. Let's take one of those two crews. Also, never mind. Hello, Tutorial. You have joined me at the correct time for me to immediately abandon EC. God, I just that was that was really frustrating. But oh well. I think Sky, did you want to join? Because if you do, I'll invite you. What is my hood like at the moment, actually? I'm getting the AP, okay. Okay, I'll... No, so I got a match immediately, Tyrael. What happened was, it was arcade, and there was an enemy in HE-177 at 10 kilometers altitude, bombing repeatedly with Fritz X's, and because it was arcade EC, he has an in-air reload. And that is genuinely the most frustrating thing I had to fight. I'm not going to ever play arcade EC again. That's what I've taken away from it. That was genuinely frustrating. Like, I spawned my Alaska because I like playing Alaska in EC. I got bombed by him once. I noticed he was very high up. Spawned back up Alaska. 3 minutes later got bombed by him again, and I just... Then spawned a BTD because it was the only aircraft I took with me. I didn't think of taking a Douglas out either. I climbed up to I climbed up to almost 8 kilometers altitude over 10 minutes, and I was still not as high as he was, and I couldn't fly any higher. That was just not fine, not good. So let's just go for Naval RB. Christ. Yeah, that was just not great. Not great at all. That'll be fine, Sky. And now we just roll the queues. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, though, I'm already not the greatest fan of Naval EC. Although, it's always worthwhile, after you haven't played it in a while, you know, giving it another shot. See what it's like, and then you just get space bombed by a guy from fucking 10 kilometers up twice. Yeah, no. No. Not great. The thing is, the East... I should have just seen that coming. I should have seen the possibility that people take really, really gimmicky aircraft up and do gimmicky stuff with them. The thing is, I can't really blame the Greif either, because he's doing exactly what you should do with that bomber in that situation. Why wouldn't you do that with that bomber? It's just frustrating to fight when you're not prepared for it. Arguably, if I was a bit better thinking, I could have just altered my lineup and gone into EC again and give it another shot. But I just don't want to. Yeah, Warspite would be great. Also, one of the problems of Barham is that I can't really showcase it now in a queue, but its crew compartments are behind the upper belt, and that's kind of the problem with. I don't have American jets at all. I could have taken, I think, and the high tier props I do have for America are all stock, so I couldn't have dealt with it. The thing is, that's the thing, Tyrell. It wouldn't even have been a 1 minute reload. If he has a decent crew on the HE-177, that would have been a 30-second reload. Yeah, exactly. But the fact that he can just infinitely climb as much as he wants and gets to infinitely reload his bombs, frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Let's see if I can change my chat settings again. Let's do that. Perfect. That's the funny part, Tyrael. He didn't have a Scharnhorst in his lineup. His highest 3 BR vehicles were Nassau, the Arado, and that Greif. He didn't have a Scharnhorst in his lineup. So I'm almost convinced that he just... I don't know what he spawned in first, I didn't notice. But he must have just gotten the SL for the Greif, and that was his game plan, I think. And the thing is, I am frustrated by it, but I can't blame him for doing it. It's exact. If I had thought of doing that, I would have done it as well. But I didn't think about doing it, because, to be honest, I want to play my boats and not the planes. But I don't blame him for doing it. I blame EC for allowing it to happen. Come on, can we find a match? A 4-man queue will take a bit longer, but we'll see. We'll see. Exactly, Sky. Soon TM. Ah, the Key 48. You know, I think the Battle Pass Heinkel 177 will be much more fun, because the Key 48's missile is a bit difficult to aim, especially at long range. But that new one from the Greif are much easier to aim, although they are not heat warheads, they're just general purpose 500 kilo bombs. But that's going to be an interesting plane, I think. But oh well. You know, the weird thing about Arcade EC as well is that it's not arcade. It doesn't have all the same things as arcade. It has the inner reload, it has but the ships are as fast as RB. The markers are RB. I think torpedo speed is even RB. But you do get the warning, the torpedo warnings of arcade. You get the inner reload of arcade, so it's a weird amalgamation. It's not even really arcade. And I think we'll have to lose some people if we actually want to do this squad. I'll let it run to 10 minutes and then I'll have to disband the squad. Or maybe just have a match with Dapper. If he still wants to. Nope. That's Nord going. Sky, would you be fine if it was just me and Dapper to help him through his suffering? And you can Q-snipe it whatever you want, really. Yep, thank you very much, Sky. And we'll see if this is better. Yep, of course. Dapper, that's fine. A while ago, Iron Duke used to be a premium. I think it's now back as a GE premium. It's been out for a pretty decent while. It came out together with Yamashiro, I believe, but when was that again? I'd need to Google that. Sea mines only stay for 15 minutes. That's what the sea mines will stay afloat for 15 minutes. So let's say you're flying a bomber that can drop 4 sea mines every 30 seconds. How many would it be? So 1530 drops of 4 would be 120 sea mines before they start disappearing. Okay, let's spawn the hood in first. We only have SAP, we have TF on the 4-inch guns, that's fine. And let's see what happens.
Secure the ship for sea.
On this map, you actually kind of want to just go bow in towards the island. So let's try that. And my frame rate is not liking me at the moment. There we go. Yeah, they added Iron Duke was a pack premium, then got removed from pack sale, then got introduced. Oh, jeez, who's shooting all those guns and just freezing the frames? And then they reintroduced Iron Duke as a GE premium, I think, and now it's just a GE premium, I think. No, it's just my frame rate does not like this map apparently, when I'm in third person. I'm actually, I think, gonna swing out wide and get those rear guns on target. And third person to actually see where I'm going. There we go. I'm doing an awful lot with the sap, but we'll keep trying. The Arkansas shouldn't be the toughest target to deal with, I just need to get my shells on target. Actually, is that an Arkansas? I'm just assuming it is. Old 12-inch salvo coming in my way. Shrug it off. Was a bit high on his end. Not really planning that belt either, am I? Actually, I think I'm bouncing off his deck on that location. Enemy Congo class as well. That, oh, what is cruiser class? Baltimore class is going in front of the island. That's not going to be great for him. If we can hit something, that is. There goes Marlborough already. Ooh.
Target destroyed. Target identified. Battleship. Bearing 102. 9,000 meters.
Did you... One question, Dapper. Did you go perfectly... Did you go straight bow in? Is that what you're doing? Or are you angling? Because something you actually, compared to World of Warships, something you do not want to do in War Thunder is go straight bow in. You don't want to do that. Because the hull armor of battleships and battlecruisers is not thick enough to auto-ricochet battleship-grade shells. Most battleships will always overmatch the bow of other battleships. Especially with ships with all or nothing armor schemes. I'm not sure if the Marlborough has an all or nothing armor scheme, but in most cases they will still overmatch the armor there. And what happens then, if you go bow in, you're giving them a lot of space for them to dive into your magazine, or detonate above your magazine, and your magazine is a very long target then as well. So yeah. Yeah, you might also just have terrible luck, really. Okay, but even then, I think with the current ships we have, their armor isn't thick enough to deal with most enemy shells. Need to be a bit careful about my pushing. At the same time, I'm not that afraid of a Setsu. There we go. Is it Arkansas sailing away from me? I think he is. Like, a thing that might be very counterintuitive for a lot of people is that on battleships, and most ships really, your thickest armor is your side. So you want to angle your side towards the enemy, not really your front, like you would with tanks, or, well, tanks really. And it can be something to get used to just angle your side armor and your internals. Like, what I'm doing with the hood now is I'm not really going bow in. Even though I could be a bit more bow in, I think, with my rear guns, but I don't really see the point. I don't know, I don't really know how to describe this. Yeah, I don't know really either. It's... If you're genuinely getting non-pans, or you're doing... I don't know, you feel like you're not doing anything, try to aim higher into the ship. Aim for the upper area of the... Okay, that shouldn't have been happening. What might have happened if you're non-panning a Congo is it's not that you're non-panning, it's that they've already been heavily damaged in the area you're shooting. That's possible. But I'd have to actually rewatch what you're doing.
Bearing 100, 7,000 meters. Hell,
Also, you do actually have the highest damage done of anybody on our team, by the way, Dapper. Just so you know.
The enemy is winning.
hell, hard to starboard. Hard starboard.
Keep an eye around. That Setsu is really not a threat. I think it's going to be sunk soon. That's a player in a gearing? Just battle rating. Well, that'll be dead gearing very soon if those 15-inch shells actually connect. And... too high, just knocked out all of his turrets. If that actually went through his hull, it would have torn him apart.
Destroyer. Starboard. 9,000 meters.
Also, I really love this user camo for the hood. It's such a nice looking dazzle camo. Mogami has spawned and it'll probably be launching torpedoes.
Engine. Flank speed.
So what I'm doing now is I'm going to turn all the way around so that his torpedoes will not be able to affect me. I'm going to get behind this island, ideally, and just move out of the way of that Mogami's torpedoes. There he goes, torpedoes are being launched, but I'm in the turn, and with a bit of luck, looking where his turrets are pointing, I think he has it. He is leading for my turn, but will it be an accurate lead? Also, he's very close. Those torpedoes will come in quick.
Enemy hit.
And well, if I get sunk by a long lance, so be it. Oh, Nord is behind me in the Harana.
Ahead. 8,000 meters.
Just keep turning.
Direct hit.
Keep really messing up that Mogami class. I mean, a long lance would be a better fate than a Fritz X, at least. I know they're coming, at least. Compared to the Fritz X's. Okay, we should almost get out of the turn, but not quite yet. There we go, and now we need to go full speed ahead. I need to repair my funnels to gain more speed.
Control to station.
The enemy is winning.
Front is undamaged, kind of, so I'll shoot his front.
Starboard. All.
Funnels are being repaired, we should be getting more speed up. There we go.
Enemy listening and losing speed. We are damaged.
Attack the enemy.
Battleship. Ahead. 6,000 meters.
I hear a plane, don't I? I could swear I was hearing a propeller, but it could just be my imagination.
Starboard your helm. Target identified.
That's a backup Setsu, I believe. Now, Dapper, if you want, you can take apart that
Heavy cruiser.
New Orleans. I'll deal with the Setsu.
Attack the enemy.
Target identified. Battleship.
Do be very careful, Dapper, about torpedoes. Do be very, very careful about torpedoes. I think that Setsu is actually coming to a halt, so I'll wait for the lead indicator to update. Isn't really, but I don't quite trust the lead indicator. So I'll shoot a little bit behind it.
10,000 meters. Shells on
I should be in the clear from enemy torpedoes. Actually, I see one right there. There's a torpedo there. But I should be in the clear from it. New Orleans is shooting at me with secondaries, but that's no threat to me. Okay, I'm losing some guns. I'm also going to start slowing down because I don't want to expose myself to the rest of the spawn point. That's good damage on the Setsu. Let's repair those guns. Ooh, that's a big old conflagration on Setsu. Maybe that is the correct word for it, I do not know. Probably should have held my fire, but oh well, held my fire. Got a decent hit. Now, I do run the risk of that. Actually, the magazines of Hood are pretty low. So going broadside in like this shouldn't be a risk for detonation. Like, on this ship, if I go broadside on, the risk of detonation is actually less than if I were to go bow in. So that's why I'm confident just showing full broadside to the Setsu. I think... Yeah, no, it's fine. Engine damage, but that's fine. I don't really need to go anywhere in a hurry. Dapper is sailing outside of the torpedo arcs, that's good. I think that's outside of torpedo arcs at least. Don't believe me fully, Dapper. Always keep an eye out yourself.
We are losing.
And that should be the finishing blow on its Setsu, really. There we go. I think that is his last ship spawn, it should be. So now we'll move up. It's a long repair. Some cruisers, but I don't really care about those at the moment. Yeah, the retards are the most vulnerable, but they're still pretty low below the waterline. Yeah, no, those are vulnerable to detonation, even broadside on. They're wide enough to be hit by a good job on the New Orleans. There's still an Arkansas just sitting behind that island. Clemson's doing something. I think it's a 3-man squad, but one of them has up there, the other two, I think. Oh, you got torp, did you? Still afloat for now. Keep it up. Too much lead on that aircraft in the vicinity, so the gunners are just doing what they should do. Oh, right at the tip of the bow, you should be fine from that. Should be fine. I'm surprised he got such a wide torpedo arc out there, really. Okay, an Arkansas spawned. That'll be our next target. I think that's not quite enough lead, isn't it? Yeah. Arkansas, while the Wyoming class isn't looking at us. Going to slow down a bit so we can keep shooting this Wyoming class. It's gonna be too far forward now, isn't it? Although, if that was AP, it might have killed him. It might have just gone straight into the magazines if that was AP. Might. Yeah, and I know that I should go for the middle turrets, but this angle is a bit awkward. Especially with just sap. I should probably actually just go for the upper hull instead of going for any of the internals with sap at this angle. There we go. Some more bad damage. We are losing a lot because they've actually been sinking our convoy. Okay, the Cavour just dealt with that. We don't have much time left to deal with their convoy. Always fun. Let's go deal with the enemy convoy. So we're going to just turn ourselves broad to that. I'm not that worried about an Omaha, although the Omaha does carry torpedoes, so let's bail out of torpedo arcs. And fire a salvo at its hipper first, and then turn our attention towards the Omaha anyways. And, oh, okay, that is a bigger threat. That is a Tennessee. That is something we have to deal with. Although the Omaha is making himself a very, very attractive target right now. That's an Arkansas is by an island, that's fine. I am bow into him though, and it's not ideal. Tennessee is looking at Dapper, but the Omaha is shooting me. Oh, choices and choices. Let's cripple the Omaha with one salvo and save the next salvo for the Tennessee. Actually, that might just outright kill him. No. They hit a shell room directly. It did cause a lot of flooding. Didn't outright flood the Omaha though. Gotta retreat so North's secondaries might be able to actually do something. Tennessee is still looking at Dapper. Okay, that was a bit of a waste of a salvo. And we don't have time to really do this. We need to focus on the convoy. But if we lose, really. So what I'm going to be aiming for on American standards, I do not have the penetration to go through his belt. I just do not. Although at this range, I do actually, but I'm not sure if I have the enough distance travel to actually reach the magazine, so I'll aim for the barbettes instead. If I can actually hit it, that should be decent. That's too far behind. Because what can happen if you shoot barbettes is that you do that, and hopefully that'll spread to the magazines. Okay, so where are the barbettes? If that is center, there's center. Barbettes are 2 dashes in front. 2 dashes in front. He's slowing down though, I think. He's a little bit behind. He is indeed. That should be his front barbette. There goes another shell room detonation. I think it's become stationary actually. There goes another shell room detonation. There's lots of fires around his magazines now, and it's spreading down, as you can see. So I'm gonna fire another shell into that to just keep the damage up. There we go. More damage to ammunition storage. Okay, he's put out all the fires. I'm going to shoot his rear now because that's undamaged. Indeed, it was a bit short. Yeah, and there we go. Yeah, Tennessee is a very gorgeous ship. It looks very, very menacing from a distance. But we have neatly disassembled that Tennessee quite well, in my opinion, as well. The problem now, of course, is we don't really have time to get to even the score. So I'm just going to go for the cargo ships, because we're not actually that far behind. I only have really 2 more salvos in me. If I can get the guns to turn. What we're going to do is we're going to fire some split salvos. And we'll fire the rear turrets at that guy. Because yeah, that's what I thought.
4,000 meters. Target identified. Naval vessel. Bearing 140.
There we go. We're almost equal on tickets. Do we have another cargo ship in sight? We do. Come on, we can do this.
9,000 meters. Target identified.
And there we go. That should be a win.
Naval vessel. We are damaged.
And there we go.
Port. 2,000 meters.
A match with the 15-inch British battleships. There's an Alaska.
Engines.
And there we go.
Battle cruiser.
A victory. A little bit of wasted RP because I don't have any British blue water ships to research with it, but oh well. Got the AP on the hood. I don't really need to get that. I want to get some more speed upgrades for the hood. That should be better, I think. And yeah, I hope that was a little bit better, Dapper. And if you have to go after this, that's fine. What I'm actually tempted to do instead is something... So, the American tree is definitely one I want to catch up on, especially coastal, but I'm not really in the mood for coastal. Yeah, I'll have good luck with boating, Dapper, and thank you for joining me. Let's see, what else should we do? I'm very close to actually completing British coastal. But that's not really that much fun. We'll not touch French coastal until the next French stream, so let's not. Japan doesn't have anything for me to research. Still need to get a Russian battleship at some point, but I'm tempted to do a 6-7 lineup for America and work towards Tennessee. With Texas and Nevada. Soviet barges. Not great though. Like, not great at all. Unless you're talking about these two, but even then, the 3.0, ugh. This one could be kind of fun. A 2.0? 2.0 Russian coastal lineup could be fun. Do need to spade these two at some point as well. Okay, I think I should be decent ways away from in this one. This one's stuck though. I'm not doing a suffering stream, no thank you. I've had enough suffering from being space bombed by a Greif. How about we do a match with American coastals? We do a match with Russian cruisers, and then back to American battleships, and we'll see where we go. I am going to, I think, just solo queue. I don't really want to do this in a squad at the... Yeah, I'm sorry, Nord, I'm just going to do it solo queue. Because it's just going to be those 3 matches, and then I'll leave it at that for tonight. So I'm just going to jump straight into it with the Americans and the Painville, or the Asheville. On the way to getting spreading Asheville. PTA 10 is going to be a long way away. But Hoquiam has been on my to-do list to get for a very long time. There was actually quite a while where somebody kept requesting that I review Hoquiam, but of course I don't own it yet. So, with me getting closer to it, it might be a good excuse to finally do a review on it. Because I'm not looking forward to actually playing Hoquiam. 3-3 with the only armament being 3-inch guns, which cannot fire forward and have a destroyer spawn. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the verdict on Hoquiam will be easy, but still means that I have to play it. Coolbow looks like such a cool ship to me, but I get the feeling that at 4.0 it's a little bit over BR'd. And there we go. Arabian Sea is not a bad map for coastal. Of course, it doesn't exclude destroyers, but it's not a bad map. Yeah, I'll go for VT main and APHE secondary. Foggy is a bit good as well. Foggy is decent, it always helps. Keep a coast a little bit hidden from destroyers. Cyclone Chicago. Cyclone is 3-7? 3-3? Nord has joined me. And Phoenix has as well, he's in a Cyclone. And that's another guy from my squadron. Okay, we've got a lot of naval guys on this team. Whether or not my squadron member will actually help, that's the question. Yeah, this thing doesn't get search radar. Despite what that thing will tell me. Clemson spotted. That's not great. Ooh, oh, that's not great either. I'm sure it's too squishy to deal with that head-on. Right in the line of sight of the destroyers as well.
Somebody attack him!
Target identified. Destroyer.
That's very brave there, Nord, because that's a tankier coastal vessel. But you've done a very good job. Okay, oh.
Target identified.
Good stuff.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
That's a barge. And there goes my gun. And there I go. Well, backup time in the Asheville. I didn't expect a sudden rush of coastal vessels to come out of that spawn, to be honest.
Abandoned ship. Ocean, make position 1. Target identified.
There's a fort is going to be a very dangerous zone.
Left standard.
Okay, we'll need 3 out of bat as well.
Right. Standard rudder.
Oh, is it a kill? Really? Oh, well, we keep going. PT-59 is a very fun gunboat, actually. So I can see why you picked it.
Collision alert. Target identified. Boat. Contact.
Where did this SF-40 go?
1,000 meters.
Grows out and about, and it's a player Groza, that's not great for us. And we plane up, and that's the SF-40 player, that's good to know. So I don't have to worry about the SF-40 just suddenly popping up on my flank.
Target locked on. Target track broken.
Really, target track broken on something the size of an FW200? I'm firing VT, so might as well.
Contact bearer. 240. 2,000 meters.
Let's be careful I don't overheat though. Oh, there we go, we got some hits.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Hold right over. Right on better. Aye, aye. Target tracking lost. Enemy exposed.
Don't know why the radar doesn't want to pick him up anymore. There we go. He shots from behind, and it's gonna kill me. That's the Groza with his 37s. And my bridge is out, so I can't turn, and that might actually knock me out. God. I need to repair that bridge, Fire be damned. There we go. Come on. Shuffle off the rocks.
Target identified. Boat.
I use my 40 mil on the rear. See if we can finish off that British boat. Probably not, but I will. Just need to run a little bit more into the coastal area away from the Groza. Problem now is that I don't really have any more targets to deal with. And I'm very low health, meaning that if any boat comes around the corner that I do not know, or cannot anticipate, that's not really the word. If any boat comes around the corner and surprises me, he'll kill me before I can kill it.
All back.
So now he just become a bit of an over-glorified anti-air platform, really.
Enemy exposed. Target identified. Destroyer.
First, oh, hello there, V990. Which you cannot hit because of the low island. And he will decapture B. I don't want to deal with the Groza.
Somebody attack him.
Target identified.
Do still hold the caps, but the V990 is very likely to deal with, to get the B point. Double picket bleed. We'll have to be quick with it, and he wasn't. So this should be game over very soon. Which is a bit of a disappointing match, but oh well. It is the Asheville after all.
Enemy retreating. Report to CNC.
And it's still a victory. So a little bit more RP and SL out of it. There we go, got tri-docking. So Ashel now goes at stop speed. And next, we probably want some smoke screens. Actually, not that slow about the Ashel, really. So, as I said, we'll move on to Russia, doing, I think 6-0 is my current cruiser lineup. I don't have to spade any of the 5-7s, do I? Nope, 6-0 it is. Now, which order was this again? Which one is least or most spaded? Sherbakov is the most expensive, isn't it? Yep, Sherbakov is the most expensive, so that one's going to get spaded first. I still need to get a VT on the 100 mils, okay. This is a weird modification priority. Why did it go for speed upgrades first? Guess I will find out why I went for speed upgrades first. Yeah, I think... Yeah, Russia is currently the only territory I don't have a battleship in yet. So that's something I should change very soon. And there we go. And let's get turned into mush by enemy battleships, shall we? None of these ships have aircraft, except for like the Kudovs. Sherbakov first. Already 6-3. Phoenix right there. Let's go towards the sea point like that, I think. It's a hard left turn. And this Arkansas is 6-7. Dreadnought is 6-3? 6-0. Is that... Oh, which ship is that again? That's not the Queen Mary, is it? Might be. That's 6-3 as well, I think. It possibly not Starfinger is 6-3. It's possibly not a full up tier. Nope, never mind. Hood 7-0. And that is a Invincible, that's not the Queen Mary. That's okay, that's Nord in the cruiser there. I'm not really sure what to do now. Yeah, there he is. Of course. Should I slow down to get that Sumner away from me? Phoenix is getting himself a little bit Austin powered, I think, in his islands. Over, okay. That's his actual range. And we'll keep going up. We can ram the Asker out of the way if needed. Quite sure what Phoenix is up to. I was going to get behind them, but it seems like I'll have to get in front of them now. If Phoenix just keeps reversing, that'd be fine. If he can hear me. Probably he can. Thank you very much. And I can just slip in front of him. If, of course, the Conte de Cavour doesn't cut me off. He will. Nice. Very nice. Exceptionally nice. And he's gonna push my nose straight into those rocks. No, not quite. Okay.
Опасна малая глубина прямо по тут.
It's not really like that, kind of, is it? I mean, destroyers can push a battleship around kind of efficiently, more effectively than you think, but it's not like a coastal vessel. Don't we want to shoot at the Invincible? Although, arguably, I could shoot at the Invincible. The Invincible is not that, unlike the name suggests, it's not that invincible.
Дистанция 11 тысяч. Имеем повреждения.
I mean, cruisers can give battleships a good old shove. Destroyers shouldn't really.
Мерен 280. Дистанция 11 тысяч. Есть поражение. Попадание. Цель выведена из строя.
And there we go. Fire from the turrets spread to the magazines. It's gonna be high. I'm not gonna stop him from capping, but I will sink him. This Moffat-like ship.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Moffat-shaped object, I should say.
Есть попадание. Угроза столкновения. Есть попадание. Легкий крейсер.
Which battleship has the fastest main battery reload? Would be Scharnhorst. I think it actually has the fastest reload of all capital ships, period. It can get below 20 seconds on Scharnhorst.
Противник сбавляет ход. Наблюдаю время дифференции.
I think I'm gonna go deliver the finishing blow. Never mind. Phoenix already did it.
80. Дистанция 9000. Имеем повреждения.
Право руля.
But yeah, I believe the fastest reloading capital ship and arguably battleship is Scharnhorst. If we're going off of what the game classifies as battleships, I think it's Mutsu. Or, no, actually. No, it wouldn't be Mutsu, it would be the German dreadnoughts. The German dreadnoughts have 20... Actually, I need to check that. I need to check that. It's either the German dreadnoughts or it's Mutsu. Yeah, kind of. You almost wasn't time for correcting me.
13000.
But I suddenly remembered that the German dreadnoughts do have very good reloads as well. But I need to check which one of those two are actually faster. PT-15 rushing towards the B point, lovely.
Есть попадание.
The Invincible I detonated left immediately. I can understand why, but that's still a bit sad. Enemies capturing C, but we might be able to interdict that. intercepted, or whatever you want to call it. How did a Contigour die from an AI Chester? Who knows? Oh, that is a dangerous coastal vessel. But with a bit of luck... Yeah, he's already spotted me. That's gonna hurt, but they might be going over. They were not aimed properly. Gonna put my gunners on all targets. See if I can deal with Asheville before it fully caps. Nope, because he's behind a vessel.
Forces have captured a zone. The Allied forces have captured a
I'm
zone.
gonna put the gunners on all targets just so those coastal vessels don't get any ideas.
Attack the enemy.
Yeah, but Alaska is technically not a battleship. Scharnhorst, I would call... Scharnhorst technically is a battleship. How did the Hood die to a sub... Okay, our top BR battleships are doing very weird things this match. But I am not complaining. He's pushing out again. Okay, there go my anti-air batteries, but that's fine. Douglas up, so it wasn't an Asheville, it was a Douglas itself, was it? Douglas always like to do that, of course. Just capture a point and then reload missiles infinitely. I can lob these over that little island there for a second. There we go. Get out of my game, Douglas.
Трёмной группе осушить отсеки. Лево руля.
And the thing is, can I actually enter from there?
And victory will be ours.
No, I need to go a bit wider. I need to go between those container ships, I think. Because if you can see on the map, there's a lot of shallows around here, and I need that channel right there to go to the sea point. I'm surprised that HE didn't do anything. Oh, because it didn't fire.
Another zone captured, we have the advantage.
Цель. Катер.
Yeah, I'm doing this approach all wrong. I need to go down the channel to see. Although it seems our team has actually managed to capture A.
Цель. Линкор.
I need to go in between those container ships,
Право на
I
борт.
think.
Опасно малая глубина прямо по
But I'm never going to make this turn. Yeah, I mean, look at where the minimap this channel goes. That's what I want to try and follow.
Цель. Сторожевой корабль.
Okay, Nord. Those seem like kind of optimistic RBUs, not gonna lie.
Машины назад.
Although they were actually very close.
Just keep it up, and victory will be ours.
Аварийной группе. Ликвидировать пожар.
Being the absolute bane of my existence right now. There we go. That is going to be the bigger problem, because he's also looking at me. And I don't think I have the penetration to deal with in Arkansas. Yeah, I know the minimap is zoomed in, Sky, so I can see where the depths are. So I can see where the deep water is. Because that is actually, you know, marked on your minimap. The depths of the water. There go my front tracks. And of course it was the Douglas player that's now back in Arkansas. That is his second spawn, or third spawn. That is his last spawn. And of course, after all this effort, an AI SKR is going to decap the C point, isn't it? Yep. And is it going to fully cap the C point as well? He might. No, you won't. Okay. Be able to unflood myself. Yeah, if you put your cursor over the minimap and use scroll wheel, you can zoom in and out. So you can, yeah, zoom the minimap in. It's useful for when you want to take a big ship down these shallower waters. Need to repair just in case an aircraft just suddenly pops up. I do kind of want my AA guns to be functional. I've been looking at that enemy battleship, seems to be mostly firing high explosive at me and not AP. And then Konzertgevor got blown up by the same AI again. What's going on? And he's left. Sad. I think this should be another victory. Yeah. This is also one of the things I kind of want to bring up when I do another bit of a rant on battle ratings. Is these 6.0 cruisers are really cool ships. And a lot of the time actually really fun ships. Other of course in the fact that you have to fight 6, 7 and above battleships. Which he almost cannot damage. Or practically cannot damage. There we go. That was a decent match in Sherbakov. Got camo as well for one. Nice. And there we go. Got the hydroplane in Alaska, so that the EC match finally ended. Let's get some speed on Alaska. I'm actually kind of curious how... Oh, it is not... Oh, there it is. Like, I wasn't even in that match for all that long, but I do get quite a few rewards from it. I need to give the realistic one another shot, really. Yeah, exactly, Kenneth. Kafka's. I've played it a while ago. Which one is it again, Kafka's? You said, yeah, Kafka's is... I've played it back when it was 5.0. And it's not great. I've replayed it a while ago as well, and it's not great. Back when I first played it, it wasn't horrible. Not from what I remember. Let me see. I do remember using the sap quite a lot with the Kafkas. Or was it the other way around? I don't remember how I did the Kafkas again, but it's been quite a while. That is 4.7 though, that should be a lot easier. Let's take a good look at Kafkas again. You've got a 100mm secondary would be nice to use. Of course I don't do this. Oh, you only have base fuse. Meh. What is the crew position like? Quite high and quite... is it a, yeah, it's behind the main armor, but it's not a lot of armor, of course. I did find that, I think the last time I played it, the main guns are quite inaccurate. It's difficult to use. But I think I might save that for another time. You know what? I'm not really in the mood for battleships, so why not do a battle in Kafkas? Do I have a 4.7 lineup? I don't have a 4.7 lineup. Let's make one then. Goes there. Tashkent goes there. Do I have any other 4.7s? Nope. Do I have any 4.7 coastals? Not yet. So we fill the rest of aircraft, really. Nope, that's the wrong one to unclick. That might be interesting. And let's just put a fast coastal vessel. Let's do a game of that. Not the most ideal map for this ship, but it will be a good one to showcase it on, I guess. What on earth is that ammo loadout? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prioritize SAP, reduce my load of AP. Let's reduce load of HE. And let's just do it like that. Northern enemy team again. 4.7 and below match by the looks of it. Although this is a squad that might just be weird stuff. 5.0, okay. Is that a Phelps? No, what is that? Oh, it might be a Phelps. Our sight. Ooh, that's a hefty reload. Decent damage, but it didn't really hit a lot. There we go, that's decent-ish salvo damage. You don't have a lot of shells in your salvos. So you're just doing a lot every time you shoot. Oh, that's me bumping into Phoenix. That's almost high against the Phelps. And Jed, I just saw you on the enemy team. Yeah, you're not having great time in Kafkas, are you? The enemy Tashkent is getting kind of dangerously close, so let's focus on him. And I think against destroyers. Yeah, I saw Jed, but sadly you are on the enemy team. Let's shoot this Kafka's, not the Kafka's, the Tashkent's damage. Let's see what we can do with the secondaries at this range. And of course, secondaries will arm the V with TF. I forgot to actually take the base fuse on them, so it doesn't do anything. So let's not do that. That's a Mitcher, that's always kind of scary. Alp is not that scary to a cruiser. Emden, and that's going to be the Murmansk. Oh, we have a Murmansk, don't we? Yeah, we have the Murmansk, they just have no Omaha.
Stop, машины.
The Omaha's in a bit of a difficult spot for me to shoot because of his angle. Let's find this large salvo. And I will actually swap to the AP, because I'm kind of curious why I went so heavy into the AP for my ammo loadout.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Got the Phelps somehow. AP is not all that different from SAP on first inspection. And the Bretagne just detonated at Emden before I could hit.
Право на борт.
And okay, I think that was the Phelps, wasn't it? Yep, just left. Okay. Range. A bit too much lead, but that should hit the front of him. Too low though. Yeah, this is definitely the awkward spot about Kafkas. Is you have a very long reload, and if you're face to face with an enemy 4-7 or 5 or destroyer, this is rough. And that AP doesn't seem to be doing anything, so let's swap back to the SAP.
Право руля. Машины вперед.
I definitely have to experiment with a base fuse HE for the secondaries though. That might be decent. That didn't do much either. No, I need to try and ripple fire these guns. Spread them over a wider area. And he got killed by the scowl.
Самый полный.
Oh, that's a bit of a scary target to see.
Цель. Эсминец.
So cruiser will just salvo fire. That did decent damage. Could good chunk. Although those German light cruisers are kind of fragile. You definitely don't want to be aggressive in this ship, though, that's for sure. It just bounced off his armor, I think. Or something ricocheted off the water surface, it's also possible. That's what the APLs he's brought it on now, so it probably doesn't matter. What's the pen? Well, my gun should be able to deal with that in that range, if I can hit.
Есть накрытие. Имеем повреждения.
Yeah, no, these guns are not great. Not great at all.
Есть накрытие.
I guess there is a good reason why it moved down to 4-7 from 5-0. That's a decent hit.
Приступить к борьбе за живучесть.
It's kind of a similar thing to the Kako, but at least the Kako has more guns.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Though these guns do pack a nice punch when somebody's showing broadside like that. Especially with the sap. He's repaired his engines. And he's been worried by the teammate. That's fine by me.
Противник сбавляет ход. Наблюдаю крен и дифферент.
And teammate again managed to just wipe out my target.
Право на борт.
Yeah, this is not an easy ship. That's for sure.
Группе осушить отсеки. Трёмной группе спрямить
I do think it looks kind of cool. But it's not an easy one. Especially with the kind of things you have to fight at 4-7. Gearings, Fletchers, Moffats,
эсминец.
Atlantis if you're in an up tier that's particularly nasty. It's decently agile though.
Прямо руль.
It should have pretty decent AA. Let me look. Oh yeah, that's pretty decent AA. Those 37s are automatic. The Vickers, 45s I think are hand loaded though. Let me. Yeah, the 37s are all midships. Okay, there's a few there as well on the front. And a few next to the bridge. Do you know where those 45s are though? Oh, I think those are the 45s here. Next to the rear tower. I think are the 45s.
Цель. Эсминец.
Is it only two 45s?
280. Дистанция.
Yeah, it's those small guns next to the rear tower will be the 45s.
Все машины назад.
It's not bad AA.
Стоп, машины.
Battle rating. And with the secondary guns getting TF? Yeah, not bad AA. Decently high velocity shells too.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
But I definitely have to try this ship again with the base fuse shells on the secondaries. But then you get salvos like that where you just straddle the target. It can be rather annoying with a 17-second reload.
Есть поражение. Цель. Эсминец. Уверен. 280. Дистанция.
I was lucky that Sapshal actually managed to splash a transmission in that G-class. I think it just hit through the deck or the top of the hull.
Цель уничтожена!
Go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Russian 180s used to be the biggest guns in naval for a while. Need to get moving a bit because I'm under enemy destroyer fire. Or is that actually the secondaries from that guy shooting me? This thing is like, yeah, it could be.
Аварийный трюмной группам приступить к борьбе за живучесть. Внимание! Критические повреждения! Внимание! Повреждение рулевых устройств! Не можем управляться!
Need to open about. Those are decent-ish. 2 for forward for an ammo rack though. Hit a transmission.
Let's keep the pressure.
Remember that the gun arcs are decent in this ship, aren't they?
Машины назад.
Yeah, decent. Great and terrible.
Прямо руль.
Oh, it should have been a detonation. Come on.
Угроза столкновения!
The cow is hitting me. That's what's throwing me off.
Аварийной группе ликвидировать.
But luckily, the team had finished that porter off.
Слева! Дистанция 5000!
Лево на борт.
Yeah, these slower rate of fire guns are really not ideal for this battle rating of naval.
Цель. Эсминец.
Дистанция 5000!
So I kind of don't want to call them bad guns because they do a decent amount of damage when you hit, but it's getting those hits that's frustrating. I can especially imagine if this is like one of your first cruisers. This is not a great experience for a first cruiser.
Есть поражение!
Decent, got some ready ammo, but I was trying to go for detonation.
5000!
Keep it up. The victory will be ours. Enemy forces have captured that zone.
Can I get a detonation of this salvo? Probably not. Nope. And I'm very low crew now, so I'm probably actually going to get sunk.
Все машины назад.
There we go.
Стоп, машины.
I'll get another salvo into the Hatsuharu at least. That's not Hatsuharu, that's Harukaze. I keep confusing the two. And there I finally go. Getting those salvos where you just don't do any damage when you only fire every 17 seconds is just not great. There you go, Jed. I see you're trying out the secondary guns.
Покинуть корабль. лорд. Прямо руль.
The Kirov is nice. The Kirov's guns are a lot more usable, for sure. It is a bit squishy. The Kirovs are kind of squishy cruisers. But they're much nicer than the Kafkas, for sure. I'd have to check what their actual reload rate is compared to Kafkas, but they're a little better. I did not remember the Tashkent having this high reload rate. But well, not complaining. Yes, the Kirov also has the 180s, but they're different guns, but they are 180s. There we go, game over.
Возвращаемся в базу.
I'll quickly look at the difference between Kirov and Kafkas. So let me just slap a Kirov in this lineup. It is a bit of an odd caliber, but you also have to remember that Russia was not part of either of the two naval treaties. So they just did whatever they wanted. Crew. Gunners. So the Kafkas can go from anywhere between almost 20 to 15 seconds. 15 seconds would probably be a bit better. Kirov goes from anywhere between 14 seconds to 11, which is a lot more usable. And they're way more accurate guns as well. Let me just quickly go into a test sale to showcase it. If Jed is still watching.
По местам стоять, с якоря сниматься.
Let's get those guns to turn.
Истребитель. Спереди. Дистанция 2000.
Цель.
Let's
Эсминец.
shoot at the cruiser a bit further away.
280. Дистанция 5.
Цель. Легкий крейсер.
Беринг 280. Дистанция 7000.
Much more accurate. And still very potent guns. Yeah, I kind of like the Kirovs. They're not bad. They're squishy. Let me actually let it say this. So armor-wise, 50mm belts. That's it. And it's just citadel plating, of course. And because that's about it, when you go to protection, it says crew distribution. Yeah, that's bad. It genuinely has crew in the entire hull, all the way to the top. So that's why the Kirovs are squishy. There's practically nothing you can hit between the turrets that isn't the crew compartment. But yeah, that's that. I think I'm actually going to leave it at this. It was a bit of a chaotic stream compared to some of my other ones. But it is what it is. I've had a bit of a busy day today, and I have a bit of a busy weekend planned ahead of me still. So forgive me for wanting to end the stream a bit earlier. But yeah, I thank you all for watching. I curse the thing that is Naval EC. And I will see you all around next week, where hopefully we'll have the new update out. And hopefully we'll have a lot of new ships to look at. So yeah, again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all around.